A very good afternoon and welcome to AFL NT's coverage of the 2020 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium. Round 4 action between St Mary's Football Club and the Darwin Buffaloes. Joining me in the commentary box today is Benny Rioli and Colleen Gwynn. Hello and good afternoon, guys. But Benny, let's start with you. As we were saying before the coverage got underway, that over 500 games of AFL experience in the St Mary's forward line.
Yeah, pretty exciting. I guess if you're out there with them, Jared Waite, David Armitage and Raf Clark, so hopefully the boys can kick a few goals today.
Colleen Gwynn, welcome to you, my friend. You were just a little bit busy over with the Big River ladies over the back there, you just said.
Yeah, I was just over there helping out the Big River ladies, their first season, and,
right.
It's great to see them up and about, and watch out for them after Christmas, that's all I can say.
Unbelievable, a bit of Tiwi style. We're just about to get underway. As Benny alluded to, we've got a bit of AFL experience, an undermanned Darwin Buffaloes, judging by the team sheet today. But we're just ready to get underway.
I think Jared Stokes is starting on the back line. I've never ever seen that before. So, bit of run, I guess.
Here we go. As we're about to get underway at TIO Stadium, and the ball goes up, ball pops out sideways. Nice clearance there from Tahana. Gets a kick up to half forward. Here's Callaghan. So nice pressure early from the Buffs and holding the ball. It's going the way of Nathan Watkins. So he's about 60 out. Fires up on the right, heads to the top of the square. Cam Stokes sits under it. Being held on. Umpire says play on. Long with a nice little handball. Releases Yaron. And it's up to the wing now. Here's Jared Stokes. He's got the quickest wheels in the comp, although that ball's smothered. Just on the outer wing. Nice check hands ball. St Mary's work it out. Oh, it's just propped over there on centre wing. And they're away with the kick going inside 50. A rough and tumbler. Here's Raf Clark in pursuit. Just misses with the tackle. Here's Jared Waite. Just goes with the one hand on the ground. Gets handball out. Raf Clark cops one high and gets a free kick. Benny did that well. Yeah,
there was all that experience right there in that forward line just then. It's good to see Kieran Parnell back also. He's probably haven't played for us since the grand final in, I think it was maybe 2013 or 14, so it was a while ago, and it's good to see him back out there making his debut in the green and gold. So hopefully he goes all right today.
Absolutely. As Raf Clark's just taking his time. Gwen, have you been watching much NTFL?
Yeah, if I don't get down here, I'd try and watch a bit of...
on the YouTube?
Absolutely.
Love it.
I love it. The fact that I'm sitting here with you two, I feel very honoured, actually.
Give it a rest.
Buffs had a good win last week as well, didn't they?
Yeah, well, apparently they did.
Raf Clark and the kick, it's just to the right. So, yeah, they did get the sneaky win. Bit of controversy through the week with Waratah.
Yeah, I guess it's, if you're not on the team sheet, it's always been the rule. I've never seen anyone not get their points taken off them for it, so...
Rules are rules.
I think the right thing happened.
Yeah, and so the Buffs looking to clear this out of their back line, and that is Bowles. It's a nice kick, hits up Devon Lyons. They're just looking to control the ball early, coming down centre wing. Good jukes there from that big man. And Stafford just to play it on quickly, pops it over the top. Here's Paulie Campbell in pursuit, gets out of the way for Shillaby. He overruns it and cleverly disguised and run over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Very clever by Tommy Davies there. Good to see Henry Labastida's got the match up on Braden Callahan, who's kicked a fair few goals to start the season off. So Henry's actually winding back the clock with how good he's playing in the last few weeks. So hopefully he'll do a good job on them. That should be a great match-up though.
He's a fit little man as the ball comes back in. Stafford, good with the hands. They're quick. And that one's held up. Umpire circling and says, my ball. And we'll do it all again.
Just on that with taggers, Benny, do you think now that you do have players that you use in tagging roles more often than others, or do you think it's just something that everyone has to step up to?
Yeah, no, I think it's just small forward like Braden, someone like Henry Labastida who's been known to shut players down for years. You just sort of instantly go to him. I mean, we've got Nick Yaron down there, but I guess he's more your creative halfback or, back pocket that you sort of allow him to run and carry and stuff like that. But I see Buffaloes also have Stafford in their forward line he's 6 foot something, but he's got some real tricks, so he's another really good player. Took a good grab on the wing just before.
It's little Baxter just ripping down the big Schiller beer and getting done for holding the pill. Wait. He just gets the spoil on and over the line, and we'll do it all again. So a slow start here at TIO. We've gone 4 minutes in the first. St Mary's just the one behind. Darwin Buffaloes yet to register a score. The umpires just sort the lads out. So right here, right in front of the commentary box on centre wing. Nice pressure around the pill. The ball pops out now. There's Paulie Campbell. Throws on the right quickly, and that is out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, there's certainly a different feel around St Mary's this year with Chopper in charge, and went down the club myself last week, and you can feel that St Mary's are building, and there's a lot of a really good feel down there, so it's good to see him up and about again this year.
Yeah, it's honestly, it is a really good feeling at the club. Chopper's one of the most relaxed characters I've ever met. I mean, before the game, him and Matty Campbell were actually having a chat and a good laugh with each other before the game started when both clubs were warming up. So, you know, you don't see that too often, but clearly they were laughing and joking around. But he's a very relaxed character, and he's sort of bringing that back to training. But, I mean, it helps having your fly-ins available. Like last year we barely had any, and this year we've got a fair few, and you need your fly-ins up in this competition. It's as simple as that. So that sort of helps.
I was just over at the Marara cricket ground before watching the Magoos there, the Buffaloes and Pints, and Matty Campbell was playing. He did a calf.
Oh,
really?
That's not like
he wasn't happy. I said, "What happened, mate?" He goes, I don't know if it's a calf or just old." So back underway. Just at half forward for the Saints, looking to push it forward. Here's Armitage's first look at it. There's a trick coming back, and it's going
in danger, I think.
The way of Quinn, there. Was it? So away, dangerous kick. Although it might work out. It's just nice pressure around the ball again. Sits in his back. Gives away the high free kick. So at half back, it's Nicky with the kick over to the outer wing. Buffs with the numbers. Briston in the middle of the ground. That's a shocking kick. Here's Armitage by the looks of it. Gets the kick inside 50. Look at that. Straight to Waite. That's that AFL experience there, Benny boy.
Yeah, he could have blazed away pretty easy there, Dave Armitage, but he just sort of lowered his eyes, and Waite, he was hitting him up, so good linking up there.
Jared Waite definitely had a great final season at North Melbourne, didn't he? He was one of the in-form full forwards in that final season he played. As he's dead in front, the kick underway. He registers there first. St Mary's 1-1-7. Darwin Buffaloes yet to score. We're gone 6.5 in the first quarter.
That's a good start for Wadey as well. He had a pretty tough opponent last week, and it was a 2:30 game, so it's a nice welcome to Darwin for him. But I guess a 5:30 bit of overcast conditions should suit him a little more. But Buffalo's defence, they've got some good defenders down there by the looks of things. Bradley Stokes is very underrated. I know Calvin Williams is a very good defender, and Jordan Briston has put on a lot of size in the last few years. So I think their defence is pretty underrated, and you throw Jared Stokes down there, I mean, that's going to be a pretty difficult backline to sort of, as forwards, to play against. So should be an interesting matchup.
Back in the middle. Maxton Armott just about got that tap away. The ball comes inside 50. Cam Stokes sits under it. Just a scrap on at half forward. And they've moved this well, St Mary's. Look at that for movement. Up to centre half forward in the blink of an eye. So that's Larson. Gets handball inside the kick. Up to centre half forward. Raph Clark goes back with the flight. Takes a great mark. So looks to wheel around in the Waite direction. Why not? He's on fire, the big boy. And he gets a free kick. And Jared Waite will line up for his second, Gwenny.
Yeah, look, I think you'd put this down. It's just, I guess, when you've done as many kicks on goal as what he has over his career, this is just go through the formalities. I guess he's got a process that he probably goes through, a routine, and he just follows that every time he lines up.
Absolutely.
Believe in the commentator's curse.
No, this could be a stitch up.
Nah. There you go.
When you've played at his level.
Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. I've seen that happen.
Oh, geez, I really didn't sign up for that. I'll tell you who's good for that, and that's Rick Nolan. He's good for the commentator's curse, isn't he, the big boy?
Right, you see it happen all the time with the AFL commentators.
Yeah.
You know, we should put this down, and blokes spray it. So
He's got 1-1 on the board now.
Might use it when the
Big
Buffalo
fella.
players are having shots on goal.
As Ben Riola just takes off his St Mary's cap. And that's out on the full. So little Henry Labastida will bring the ball back in.
How many games has Henry played? Do we know? From
He
here?
played 150 at Saints the other week, so he got his life membership. I know he went and had a year at Southern Districts, and he won their best and fairest in that year as well. So he's played I think it was only the 1 year away from Saints, so he would have played close to 170, 80 games at NTFL footy, and he dominated in the CAFL for a long time as well.
Yeah, they've picked another free kick here. It's on the way of Raph Clark. Again, that Darwin Buffalo's backline's under a fair bit of pressure at the moment, Gwenny.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some talent and some experience in the Saints forward line. You have a look there, you've got Raph Clark, and it's very difficult to try and find a weakness there, isn't there? So even though Benny talks about the strength of the Buffalo's backline, equally, you've got some real headaches down there in terms of how the Saints are lining up.
Well, no commentator's curse there. Raph just dobbed that one. He gets his first.
I think the Buffalo's midfielders just need to help their defenders out a little bit. The ball's coming in a bit too frequently, and as a defender, I know you just point the finger straight at the midfield in those occasions and just tell them to start winning the ball out of there. So Chrissy Williams in there now, Liam Philpott, hopefully they can get a clearance here.
Bit of experience moves into the middle. So it's St Mary's 2-2-14 to the Buffaloes. Yet to score. Have gone 10 minutes in the opening quarter here at TIO Stadium. As we're back underway. And a bit of a heavy clash here. St Mary's look to work it out. Here's Armitage. So he's on the left. He's sweating it up already in this humidity. The ball goes inside 50. It's a good looking kick. Clark under it again. Has his head ripped off. And he's still down, the big fella. Umpire says play on. And free kick going the way of the Buffaloes now. Clark's still down. Looked like he copped one to the head. There's he's a bit ginger, starting to get up in the background there. Anyway, we're away. They've turned this straight over. It's a nice handball out. Here's Labastida. The experience to Armitage. Gets on his bike, gets to 52, lowers the eyes in the weight direction. Geez, you just can't defend that, can you?
There were 3 defenders around there, but Armitage had an acre of space there. I mean, someone of his experience is always going to hit a target in that situation, so someone needs to, all the Buffs midfielders just need to be a bit more accountable there, and I think the Buffs defenders had 3 standing around just sort of guarding space. So
yeah, someone's got to actually go to him. Yeah.
So Jared Waite lining up for his second, and he's jagged that one left as well.
There's no curse involved there.
No, negative. That's a negative, Quinny.
Raf's just come to the bench. He doesn't look like he's in too good a way. Hopefully it's not too serious.
So the kick and half back out to Briston. He's been wrapped up, holding the pill.
Jared Waite again.
Jared Waite is absolutely everywhere. And speaking of everywhere, he's about 55 out on the boundary. Just pops it to the top of the square, fly from the back, good effort, and a free kick away. Geez, they're giving away free kicks in front of goals today. It's probably about the third or fourth.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was for. It's going to be interesting to see what comes up on the camera.
I'm not really sure who's what the
Richardson, I
kick
think.
Is it Richardson? It is too.
It is Richardson.
It is too. So Simon Richardson, he'll line up for his first.
They really need to make the most of these opportunities early, because you've seen so many games of footy where teams don't make the most of them, and it comes back to bite them. So fingers crossed.
So Richardson on the approach, the kick, he hits the post. So as Benny just alluded to, they are wasting a few opportunities.
All very gettable goals.
Absolutely.
Too,
so the quick kick out in the Calvin Williams direction. He finds Williams at half back. Just need to control the ball here for a minute, do the Buffs. So they go long down the line, fly from the back from Armat Watkins. The ball goes out of bounds. And we'll do it again. No Timmy Aldridge either. What's say? Is Timmy around? He played the other week, didn't he, Benny? Did you see?
Yeah, Timmy played the other week. That's a massive out for Buffaloes. He gives them a lot of drive.
He does.
A lot of voice as well. He's quite loud for someone as small as he is, and he's quite passionate about it. So he's a massive out for the Buffaloes this weekend.
Really missing him right now, I'd say. Now the Buffs, as the umpire says, enough of that rot. Let's do it again. So ball thrown up. Nice tap out. Then Armitage drops it. Umpire says play on. The kick comes down the line. Cammy Stokes. Good hands. Good mark from the little man. Yeah, Jack Long breathing down his throat. And which way is it going to go?
I think he's holding on against Nick Yarran there.
It is too. And it's going the way of Christopher Williams. So Yarran's just having a bit of a yarn to the umpire about it.
I think it's going to Braden Collan.
It is
dangerous
too.
small forward. Wonder if he's going to pull out the bow and arrow today.
I hope not. The little fella. So the line-up is first, and the Buffaloes first at that. On the 45, we'll kick from about 35 out. Kick looks good off beautiful. The boot. And the cops a bit of a high 10, and they're away. The Buffs are on the board.
He doesn't miss too many set shots. I heard someone say he's one of the better set shots I've seen play the game, and I haven't watched a whole lot of him, but from what I've seen so far, he hasn't wasted too many set shots. So.
Yeah.
Very short run-up, just not much in it, a few steps and just kicks through it.
No, he's playing good footy this year, definitely. He's holding his own in the side, Benny.
He certainly is. His first 2 weeks were
he
really
kicked 6 and
something, 4, 3, and then last week I think they only kicked 3 for the team. So
yeah, right.
But they got the win. So it was hopefully this week he'll get a few more opportunities with the ball coming in the forward line, and I guess he'll always make the most of his opportunities. Him and Nick Yarran are just asking what was that free kick for. So
bit of feedback. Yeah, all right. A bit of
that was
head taking off there. I think the umpire 23 was a bit blindsided by that one.
I think the number 5, about 40 metres off it, gave that one.
I think that number 5 is an AFL umpire, by all reports I've heard. Is that correct? Anyone back me up on that?
I would not have a clue.
No, I heard an interview this morning on ABC with Shannon Byrne, and he's up here for a few days, and he was talking about how some people refer to them as is it green maggots now?
Yeah, right.
He didn't seem to appreciate that.
No.
So I just thought I'd mention that.
I guess they're just out there doing their best. I get pretty heated with the umpires at times, but as soon as the game's over, I know straight away that they're only trying, they can't see everything. So, like on that occasion just there, you saw the number 5 call that from 40 metres off the ball. So I guess if you just could see them helping each other out a little bit more.
And they got it right.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, sorry.
Yeah. So is it funny that Ben doesn't know the umpires, but they know him really well?
Yeah. It's very bizarre, Gwynny. Very, very bizarre as well on the outer wing.
I know the ones that umpire us a fair bit, like Jamison and, Noonan, and remember when Wally was an umpire, but
Whoa. Was he?
Wall was like a
Premier League.
Very serious umpire.
About 10 years ago.
Was it?
He always gave you a fair bit back. Wall did, that's for sure.
The razor ray of the NTFL. Well, the sound of it, old Walter. There's a free kick's being picked out here. It's going the way of St Mary's. So on the outer wing, kick comes up in the Raf Clark direction at half forward, and that one's punched over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Good experience there by Jack Long. I think one of the guys wanted to rotate, and Jack's going, just now's not the right time, because the turnover in that position, and there's nothing that frustrates me more when you look up and you're one play short because the ball's on the other side of the oval and someone's trying to rotate. So it's good by Jack Long just to tell him to wait till the ball's closer to the boundary or there's a stoppage.
So the ball comes out. Here's Cullen, sorry. After all that, no, it was Mark Quinn. How am I going? Pretty good, Gwynny. Yeah. So back out on the outer wing, another stoppage. Ball gets thrown in. Matt with the tap down. But, tackle seemed to slip a bit high. Umpire says nothing's doing. We'll do it all again. It's a nice tap down. Some handy footwork too there from Paredes. So up at half forward now for the Saints. Buffs arrive in numbers, but St Mary's who are just going to get this one out. And the free kick's coming back. Going away to the Buffs at half back.
Jordan Preston just held on a little long there. I think the free kick was right as well. Got rid of it, and I think Gilbert continued with the tackle.
This relieves a little bit of pressure. for the moment for the Buffs at half-back. And he's got numbers out here out wide. Ignores that. Dangerous kick.
It's a very dangerous kick.
Away here, holding the man. So, yeah, professional free kick, I would have called that.
If you don't hit that kick, that's what happens. They turn over, and if that was a fast play, that would have kept going. So it's probably good by Chris Williams there just to slow it down.
James Box with the kick in the weight direction. And away here again. Say it's Paredes on the right, kick over. Have a look at that.
Yeah, he's good. He's
Nearly,
a class act, isn't he?
Nearly takes the goal umpire's head off with that snap. But yeah, he's a unbelievable player, young Nate Paredes, isn't he?
His footwork had that stoppage before. Some of his footwork was just unreal. What he can do with ball in hand. But yeah, just a very good finish there. Good by Quinny to get front and centre as well and fire out the hand pass because there's a good spoil on weight there, as you can see. But young James Quinn with the hand pass out and good finish by Nate.
But Benny, James Box, what's his story?
I think James Box and Joseph Salmon are both Wanderers juniors, and Chopper's got a good relationship with both of them, and they've been a massive pickup for the club. Joseph Salmon, he runs like nothing I've ever seen before. He honestly has some wheels on him. Hopefully he can demonstrate that today. And Box as well, they've both come across from Wanderers, who are really good juniors at Wanderers. So, I mean, Wanderers have a massive amount of very talented juniors, so I think just with Chopper's relationship with them, he's able to get them across.
Yeah, I see he's played 25 games, so he's had a few games.
Yeah, is that league footy? Because,
3 games.
I don't reckon Joseph Salmon's played 121 as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that just might be in total.
Geez, Raf Clark's just copped another one. That's the second in the that's the second hit he's copped in the face. He'd be no good after that. That was a very heavy hit. I hope he's all right. He's just lifting his head up a touch. So look at the score. St Mary's 3-4-22. The Buffs just the 1 goal straight. 21 minutes in the first. He's got to his feet now. Looks all right.
I think you find with Raf Clark, he puts his body in a lot of places that other players don't. With how courageous he is, the amount of times I've seen him fly back into packs, opened up, and he's just so courageous. So I guess when you do that, you sort of open yourself to the consequences that come with playing a contact sport like Aussie rules. And looks like he's going to come to the bench now. Hopefully it's not too bad.
So they've given away another free kick. His hands over the shoulder to Jared Waite.
Yeah, he doesn't look too good at all, does he?
No. He's a bit groggy, I reckon. You want to look at that?
He's holding his chest there, so whether he's...
Jared Waite's having another shot on goal.
It's unbelievable to think this is just only for his second. As he gets around on the arc a bit, that's a good-looking kick. And just across the face, is it?
He's got that one.
Jared Waite.
He missed the one right in front, and then you picked the one from the pocket, isn't it? Seems to be the case nowadays.
Benny, that's how it happens, mate.
Well, I know the Thunder change rooms when we used to walk out is just there, so you see about 40 blokes having shots from there every week, and you get the same spray probably 10 weeks into the season, so people want to have shots from the pocket instead of kicking goals. But that's probably why they kick them all the time. But it's the same spray every year from the coaches and the senior players.
So St Mary's moved to 4-4-28. The Buffaloes just the 1 goal straight. We've gone 22 minutes into the first quarter. So ball thrown back up. It's a awkward contest.
Very strange contest.
The ball goes up to centre half forward and chopped off back there. And the ball comes straight back out to the wing. It's going to come straight back in though. This is James Box.
There he is again.
So the Buffs at half back here. Nice for them to get another goal before the end of the quarter. They've got numbers here. They almost coughed it up. Ball just goes on the right. They're going to cough it up again. Oh no, speaking coughing it up. Here's Shillaby.
Jack just gives him
Jackie
one.
Long.
There you go, mate. Yeah, Tommy Davies just ran under the ball there a little easily, but he's pretty disappointed with it too.
So it's quarter time here at TIO Stadium. We're at St Mary's in control early, 4-4-28 to Darwin Buffaloes. Just the 1 goal straight. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Welcome back to AFLN TV's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. Round 4 action, St Mary's and the Buffs as we're underway at St Mary's 4-4-28. The Buffaloes 1 goal straight 6. Nico Rowley, Colleen Gwynn and Benny Rioli calling the game for you at home, wherever you are watching right around the country. Benny, great start from St Mary's there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good start by the boys. Could have had a couple more goals that they missed, but defensively everything seemed pretty sound, so I think Buffs will have a fair bit to do this quarter. I think they're not going to lay down and let that happen, especially not from the arch rival St Mary's. So Matty would have gave them a nice spray at quarter time, I'd imagine.
Gwynny, if you are Matty Campbell, what do you look to change, or what do you need to do to get the Buff boys back into it?
Look, I think they're just trying to play St Mary's game. I think they need to just probably compose a little bit once they get the ball and be certain about where they're disposing it. It's been played at a pretty fast rate, so I think they need to try and change the tempo a little bit.
Absolutely, as that one goes over the line. Jared Waite sees that one over. He's off to an absolute flyer. He's only kicked the 2, but the way he looks, he could kick anywhere up 8+, I would think. The way he's going. It's a nice tap down. So Buffaloes here look to clear it. The quick kick out the back line, out on half back for the Buffs. And that one's over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Just noticed Leroy Larson back playing. It's good to see him back out here. It's been a few years.
Yeah, I think he moved into state for a little bit, and that's when he copped the deregistration, the poor fella, and the Saints were able to get it overturned, so hopefully he's on his best behaviour from now on.
Yeah, a bit of tunnelling action going on there. Umpire lets that one roll, and he's picked out a free kick.
I think it was number 5 again, the AFL experience umpire he called that from.
It was.
You can see his experience just coming into play there, because I thought that was a bit of tunnelling as well.
So that's John Howarth.
Howarth, that's him.
That's the one. Number 5, AFL experienced. He's been up since last Friday, on the looks of it.
It's good to see them come up here. I mean, we get the Jared Waits and the ex-AFL players sort of passing their knowledge on to us. So the umpires have the same thing. It's sort of good for the competition up here to grow, because it certainly is growing, that's for sure.
Imagine having your razor rays when they hang up the whistle.
Can you imagine that?
Hilarious. As St Mary's look to put this one back in the Jared Waite direction. Look at that. He is looking pretty good as he winds around on the right, plays on. No one really standing on the mark, and he's jagged it left.
Keep thinking it's Noodles McFarlane out there every time I see him going for the ball.
Noodles McFarlane is actually in the best condition I've ever seen him, better than playing condition.
Unbelievable, isn't he?
His 75 hard worked out well for him. All over social media if you got him. I'll let you know all about it. But
just check the Instagram handle, nudes. No. Big as we're back up at the outer wing. St Mary's looks to control it. It's chopped off. Williams has a handball over the shoulder. That's better movement here from the Buffs. They're away through lines with a long kick and the fly. Nothing's really doing.
Oh, is that Jack Long sprinting?
No, that was Aidan Hill. Aidan Hill is an absolute wrecking ball.
Here's Labastida. He has misses Jack Long with the handball as he slipped to the ground. Jack Long gets into a bit of a trot now, throws it on the left, and they're away. Look at that for a kick. And they're away through Tommy Gilbert. Hits up to the outer centre wing. Just controlling things nicely here, St Mary's at the moment. No one really giving chase. Ball moves up through Armitage, and now they get into a sprint. The kick from about 60 out. Look at that again. You just really can't stop him, can you?
Well, the Buffaloes really need to have someone in front of him, so you just can't be going one-on-one on Jared Waite. There's got to be some help down there. And as Ben was saying before, the midfield, I know that was a quick transition, but they've got to be smarter here and start getting into that space.
Tom Gilbert had about 4 bounces down that wing, kicked it off and got it back. Like, Jared Waite's missed again. Letting them off the leash here.
Absolutely.
But midfield is like, your forwards even there, that him able to just get it on the half-back like that and carry. I feel sorry for the defender in that case, because he's playing against Jared Waite, who played over 300 games AFL, so Jesus.
Another kick out the back. There's Paredes, cops one high. Umpire says play on. He gets it back, the kick. That's a nice mark, under pressure from Jordan Briston. Playing good footy. This goes with a little chipper over the top. That's a nice kick too. It's worked well. Patrick Bowles up to half forward now.
Well worked.
Beautifully worked there from Stafford. The kick over the top, they're away here, too easy. And a bit of an inside-outside style of Bunana. And that's Braden Cullen. He gets one. He gets his second. And this gives Henry Lavastanda a little bit of cheek, would have thought. Would have thought get a few more runs on the board there, Benny boy. But anyway.
Yeah, he's kicked 2, and I think the first one was on Nick Yarra and that one on Henry Lavastida. So, I mean, there's not much you can do there, though. At the back, Henry sort of looked to go and help Jack on Stafford, and Stafford just with a clever kick into space. And Stafford's a very clever footballer, so you sort of give Stafford a one-on-one contest. He's pretty handy. Quite mobile as well.
St Mary's 4-6-30. The Buffaloes 2 goals straight. 12 we've gone at 6 minutes in the second quarter. Back in the middle. Crowd getting a little bit vocal. Not bad. Don't mind that.
Well, we've got 2 teams that have probably got the largest following in the territory, so there should be a bit of feeling down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're big rivals from back in the day, aren't they? Saints and Buffaloes. I know there's always a game I look forward to in the calendar when we play up against them. No matter where they are on the ladder either.
Yeah, Jared Stokes just goes without it, and they're away here, St Mary's again through Maloney. It's a handball off, and that kicks in the weight direction, just stays in. And he's paid the mark. And, William Clark just helping his opponent back up.
Pay the mark or a bit high there? That was a nice ear massage there from
Absolutely.
Liam Clark, was it?
Oh. Ralph Clark, I don't know why he's standing under there, big boy, but anyway, he puts his body into weird positions. There's Quinn. Oh, nice smother there at the last line of defence. Are under pressure here are the Buffaloes, although they work it out nicely now, and it's going to come back in, I reckon. That kick there from Patrick Bowles. Here is Tom Davies.
Where the work rate of James Quinn then?
Absolutely.
4 efforts, I think, there. Just chased and put pressure on them and then caused the turnover.
Braxton Armat with the kick in the weight direction. Misses a target. Here's Paredes. Stands up in the tackle. White throws the banana but the wrong way. Nice spoil there. Buffs have got numbers. They look a bit more composed now down back. Here's Shillabeer. Just goes along down the line as he sprayed that one. He has... And the bounds on the full.
They haven't really had too many links of play where they've actually controlled the footy. Everything seems to be rushed at the moment. I think their balance is all out of whack. Like they're all pushing down too deep or they're too far, and there's just no controlled ball movement at the moment. So hopefully they can sort that out because they need to quick because it just keeps coming back in quick.
So here's Tommy Davies on the outer centre wing. Winds around on the right. Puts it up to half forward. Cammy Stokes.
Talking about courageous, that guy there is one of the toughest I've seen.
Do you put a Cammy Stokes in front of Weight, or you don't want to risk that?
Yeah, Cammy's going to go back into that slot every single time. I think he started forward as well, but it looks like they've slid him back because the backs are definitely under the pump at the moment. And yeah, I know he started forward in the last few games, but they definitely need him back just with the experience.
And that one's gone over the line. Just need a bit more composure at the moment, do the Buffs heading forward.
Look, I think part of it is their work rate. They're not working hard enough off the ball to get the ball, and that's what results is that they're leading far too wide, and they're not doing enough work. There's not enough options, so that's a work rate issue, and that's why that St Mary's are finding it relatively easy to turn that ball back over.
Absolutely. So here go the Buffs, the kick inside attacking 50 for them. And it's a free kick. Going away, Patrick Bowles. Has he always played at the Darwin Buffaloes there, Benny?
I think he played at Banks when he first got here, but he's really good mates with Joey Anderson from the, I think, North Adelaide days. And Joey Anderson was able to get him across, so that's a really good pickup for them. I think he played there last year, and he can definitely run and carry, and I think he's a pretty good shot on goal from what I can remember. Probably just put the mockers on him.
Here we go. So the kick on the way, Bowles from 45. It's
he's got that.
Dobbed it.
That.
Bit of opposite day action for you there, Benny boy.
Yeah, I thought it would work. Just saying that.
But it didn't.
Nah, he's a very good player, Bowles, and he's definitely a massive pickup. He had a good year there last year, and I think a full season under his belt will be handy for him because he didn't play Thunder this year. I think he just sort of told him he needed a break. So Yeah, he should have a really good season.
St Mary's 4-6, 30 to the Buffaloes. 3 goals straight. We've gone just under 10 minutes in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think Chop would be a little bit disappointed here. They really have controlled this game. But you look at the scoreboard and, they're only 2 goals up. So it's just not translating onto the scoreboard for them. So I guess he'd want to clean that up a little bit.
Absolutely. So back in the middle. Just big David Paul in the middle there. Straight to St Mary's opponent. Ralph Clark flies. Here they go. This is better from half back. Bradley Stokes. Just a bit of a stinker there. Richardson, quick hands, Quinn into the back, I would have thought. No, play on. Nice pressure in the middle of the ground. The quick kick comes in, attacking 50. Nice double fister there. And she's back in again. Quinn, hand over the top, Labastida, time and space, quick hands to Raf Clark. The snap, can't stop it. Waite plays on. Golski.
Should have given that one to Jacob Long, but lucky it worked out in the end because Jacob was running past in about 10 metres of space then, but lucky Joe Waite was able to take a mark in the goal square and really shouldn't miss those ones, so I don't think he did. But
how's James Quinn's last 5 minutes?
He's been everywhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he got dropped back to the 2s last week, Quinny, after his first 2 performances, and he kicked 4 and had a really good game, and he played himself back into a spot and he started well, so hopefully he's hungry. He's had a season with Peel Thunder, their reserve side. He's a good mate of Ryan Nyhouse, and Ryan Nyhouse told him, I think we need a few players to play in their reserves, you're able to help us out, and I think Quinny went down there, so that should have been a good experience for him.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly making a statement today, so he's really just, his effort is right up there and he's really impacting on the game.
Lyons winning that tap out there for the Buffs. Richardson throws the head around. Paulie Campbell, the quick kick. Shillabeer out of his hands. Nice handball under the ground. Davies. Ball smothered. Labastida. Just might work out okay. No, Shillabeer out in space. Runs inside 50, throws on the right. The kick is out of bounds on the full.
I haven't seen him too much at all, Shillabeer. I don't think we've called his name at all, and that's not a good way to start. He's just kicked that one on the full, so you think he'd have to find the ball a bit more, a player of his calibre. So, and he looks fitter than what he has in previous years up here, that's for sure. So,
absolutely. So the kick, that's a half back and over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Cammy Stokes is definitely back in the back line now, so that's a settled head back there.
He's playing on Tommy Gilbert. Running with at the moment. Ball thrown back in on the outer wing. Here's Stokes. Gets a quick hands. Lines. And chopped off back there. Rod Robinson. Kick goes up to centre wing. Raf Clark just edged under it. Cam Stokes puts it back inside, attacking 50 for the Buffs. Nice work.
Wow.
And nice goal. Young Braden Cullen. He's kicked his third. Nice work from that young man. He's definitely in the game, Benny.
He certainly is. He's really found some form to start this year. I mean, I knew he was a good player, but his first 2 and then today, I mean, he's already kicked 3 as all 3 of their goals, I think. So, to kick, your team's, all 3 of your team's goals is
they've moved to 4, so he's kicked 3.
Three of their 4. So.
Yeah. He's in good nick. That's for sure.
He's playing on Nick Yarran too, who's a very handy defender. So it's not
absolutely.
Like,
He's tearing it apart. So back in the middle we are. Just repeating. St Mary's 5-6-36. Buffs 4 goals straight. 14 minutes gone in the second quarter. We've picked out a free kick going the way of St Mary's.
Number 5 off the ball, and that was definitely there again. So
he's onto it.
Yeah.
And downfield.
Very, very silly. I mean, there's not a whole lot in it, but to be giving up a shot at goal now, just for something that, whether there's a free kick or not. I didn't really think there was a whole lot in that.
No. Anyway, Clark will be lining up for his second. His brother, of course, is in the Xavier's in the St Mary's box, giving a little bit of a chop out today. which is great for St Mary's. So Raf Clark, kick on the way, gets under it a touch. He's snuck it through. He gets his second. So St Mary's just pushed back out the lead to 18 points. Move to 6-6-42 Darwin Buffaloes. 4 straight, 24. 15 minutes in the second quarter.
Guess that's a bit of a reward there for Raf Clark for putting his body on the line a fair few times and gets a downfield free kick, which everyone loves to get, and he's just made the most of it, I guess.
Absolutely. Every time he goes near the ball, I cringe a little bit going, oh, God, what's going to happen now? The right contest, Paul wins that one down. Give it away to Hana, just gets wrapped up at the last moment. There's a raging ball in there. Looks like Yaron. Ball pops out. It's nice, quick hands. Ball goes in, attacking 50. Jack Long just stands under it, courageous. And a few players get taken out, St Mary's players, and that one's over the line. And big Daniel Stafford sees that one over. So deep in attacking at 50 for the Darwin Buffaloes. Currently trailed by 18 points. Ball thrown back in. Tap straight down the throat of Labastida. And it's a nice kick out. Gets it over the line. They'll reset and they'll do it all again.
Right, Shillaby is not really putting his mark on this game at the moment. He's around the ball but not getting his hands on it. So if he starts finding the ball,
he seems to be in the wrong places at the wrong time, doesn't he, at the moment? He's Quinn with nice quick hands. They're away here, St Mary's. And James Box has got a bit of a paddock, although he gets shut down pretty quick. Well worked there from Nicky. And they're wrapped up. And now a free kick going too high. On the way of Bradley Stokes.
Might be Jared, I think. Jared.
Sorry, Jared.
That's right. I get called Shannon a fair bit, so I'm used to it.
So Stokes, let's just roll with that. I'll get that right, 100%. Up to half forward. And free kick going St Mary's way now. A bit of fitty.
And he's paid 50 as well.
Paid a touch of fitty. How's that?
I wonder what that was for. Must have been a bit of back chat because there didn't seem like a whole lot in it.
Tommy Davies?
Yeah, Tommy Davies and Chris Williams.
So Tommy Davies, about 70 out, goes into Jared Waite direction again, and there's that spare player floating across.
Calvin Williams.
Gwenny, you should be a coach. That was good work by you.
Calvin Williams is very good at that, though, sort of zoning across and helping his teammates. So I guess you just need to see it more of him. But he's playing on Raf Clark, so it's not like you really want to leave Raf Clark free at times. So it's, I guess with those guys down there, it makes it hard.
Wouldn't have thought. And the ball's thrown back in. A nice clearing punch. And the way of the Buffs had to half back. And a bit of a sling tackle there. And that's all right. So 18 and a half minutes gone in the second at St Mary's in control by 18 points. So ball thrown back in. Bit of a push out. And I think they've paid that. Yes, they have.
Good pick up, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the ball will have to come all the way back. They were sort of away there in a way. Shillaby gets a touch. Not in the game, though.
I think it doesn't take someone too much time, someone like him, to just put his stamp on the game. You know what I mean? A couple, the forward fifth, the balls coming in haven't been that good, so it makes it hard for him. They haven't really controlled the game to sort of give him a chance.
Someone from the Buffs just needs to really ramp it up because there's just a bit of a lull at the moment. So chopped off at half back by Nicky. And there's a nice kick. Cullen looking to milk a bit of a fitty there. Nothing's doing, though. The kick goes inside attacking 50. They stand under it. Nice punch forward. A bit of a flick out there. Umpire says that's no worries. Jack Long, the raging bull, just gets rid of it. Richardson held up.
Shillaby is still
No.
walking on that far side where that last contest was, though, so maybe he just needs to lift his work rate a little.
Jack Long, he's a clever player, isn't he? He just
is.
makes good decisions. He's a good player to watch.
Raging bull he is.
Very smart.
So away is Yaron. Some fancy
Nice
footwork.
side, yeah, that's his trademark.
Here they go, Armitage. Oh, big crunching tackle. That's a good one. Absolutely crunched down there by Cammy Stokes. You don't want to be crunched by that little unit.
no.
He's a tough man. And look at that. That's what we needed. A bit of oomph, Gwynny. Bit of oomph.
Yeah, welcome to territory football.
Got that. So nice work there from Cammy Stokes. Just lifted the team, I reckon. Lift the team a touch.
Oh, those Stokes boys, they're all hard on their attack on the ball, aren't they? They just they play the game very, they're very physical, very hard players, that's for sure.
Cam Stokes is one of the nicest blokes I've ever met, yet I wouldn't want to play on him on a footy ground.
That is one of the truest things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
He's such a gentleman off the field.
He's one of the biggest gentlemen of all time. And Daniel Stafford's just, well, it's fair to say, probably let Cammy down a touch there, putting it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when you do something good and then they can't finish a goal. That's, I can tell you right now. Didn't even register a score there.
Nah.
Still haven't kicked a point, Buffaloes, I guess.
Good strike rate, Benny. That's a nice kick. Half back. Here is Cammy Stokes. The raging bull himself. That's a handball over the top. The kick comes back inside attacking 50. This is better. And a nice mark.
Bowles.
Taken there by Bowles. He's having good quarter. Difficult kick this one though, Benny.
Top of the goal square. Shillaby is pointing to a bit of space there. That's not how he wanted to deliver, that's for sure.
No.
And Jack Long, with all the time in the world, gets it out of his 50, although it's going to come straight back in though. The kick, that's a good kick.
Yes.
Oh no, well spoiled there by Gwyn. Cullen, nice snap around the body.
Again.
That kid is on absolute fire.
He's incredible.
Wow.
He is incredible.
Oh, and a bit of WWF action here too.
Him and Quinny are really good mates, and he just gave Quinny, how you going? And Quinny didn't like it too much.
It's the Ultimate Warrior and Ric Flair there.
There's been a free kick paid, and I think it might be against Braden.
Is it?
I think there was a umpire did point to the middle, unless he just told him to hurry up.
Yeah, well, that's we'd like to see the replay
No,
here.
it's
Just watch the replay here, Ben.
It's
So he kicks that.
Kicks a goal.
Quinny, how you going, mate? And Quinny.
Oh yeah, here we go. Straight over to him. Here we go. And here comes the Ultimate Warrior. Watch it. Oh, no, we're back underway.
Yes.
Sorry. Enough WWF. We're back inside attacking 50 for St. Mary's, although the Buffs is trying to work this one off out at half-back lines with a nice handball. Paulie Campbell just gets run down, just gets the kick away. They're away here, the Buffs. They're looking pretty sharp at the moment. Bowles, get out of town. No, it's gone across the face. And through for a behind. Their first for the day. The Darwin Buffaloes move to 5-1 at 31. St. Mary's 6-6, 42. We've gone 23 and a half minutes in the second quarter.
Bowles and Colohan have been in almost everything this quarter, I think, for game for Buffs.
So Long at fullback, plays on. Throws on the left. It's a beautiful kick. I'd marry that kick if I could. What a kick that was. Here's Raph Clark, half forward. He's got three on him. Handball's up in the air. Guys ping that for a throw. Pays the advantage. Geez, they're out here, the Buffs.
They are.
Here is Williams. As low as the eyes, misses a target. Lavastida gets run down and holding the pill. Advantage paid. You'd want to put that through. They do. Buffs get a couple in a row. First time for today. And just bring that margin back to 5. St. Mary's 6-6, 42. Darwin Buffaloes 6-1, 37. We've gone 25 minutes in the second quarter.
It's a great game, isn't it?
Unbelievable. It's good. It's stepped up a notch.
Yeah, just quarter time you thought that Saints would probably just go away.
Yep.
Increase the margin. But, to the Buffaloes' credit, they're very much back and they just keep getting the ball forward. Just keep pushing it forward at every opportunity and, taking it up to St. Mary's. So we've really got a good game on our hands here.
We sure do.
Very good tackle there from one of the big forwards for Buffaloes, and that sort of gets your team up when you're And your big forwards can lay a tackle and sort of get the reward of holding the ball and then play on advantage goal, which you had to kick a goal after you play on advantage, and they certainly did. So they're only down by 5 points now.
So a nice tap down there from Lyons. Gets sat on.
Off the ball again.
The free kick. The AFL umpires picked a few of them out. He's doing a good job.
Ruckman for Buffalo really has a handy leap on him, doesn't he? Is it Lyons?
Yeah. Oh, nice mark. Stafford, is it?
Stafford.
I think it's Stafford.
You know, sometimes it's something that happens, and I think that the tackle on Armitage by it was Cameron
Stokes,
Cameron Stokes. Since then, you know, you see a turn. I think they think, well, he's setting an example. He stepped up, and we need to do the same. So those little acts can do a lot for a team.
Absolutely. Right on half-time here to put them in front by a point. I don't think we would have said that 5 to 10 minutes ago.
You definitely wouldn't have said that.
But anyway, Benny's gone a bit quiet. There's Stafford on the approach from about 45, just stabs it, but he's dobbed it. And they're in front for the first time today, the Buffs. And take the lead, 7-1-43 to St Mary's, 6-6-42. Don't go anywhere. We've got a big second half coming up right after this.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kenites high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
Wedding or birthday is coming up? Maybe a get-together with friends and family? Waratah Clubhouse at Gardens Oval is the perfect venue for your next community function. Celebrate in the home to one of Darwin's iconic football clubs, Waratah Clubhouse.
For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Welcome back to AFL&T's coverage of the TIO and NTFL season. We're just doing a little bit of sit-down comedy, the three of us, aren't we, Gwynny? Let's have a look at the score. It's about the footy. St Mary's 6-6-42. Darwin Buffaloes 7-1-43. Nick O'Reilly, Colleen, Gwyn and Benny Rioli. Benny, let's start with you, mate. The Buffs really opened the game up a touch in that the last part of that second quarter and got back in the contest, didn't they?
It certainly did, and I said if you don't kick straight and make the most of your opportunities and come back and bite in the bum, and I mean, Buffaloes, you know...
Or in the bottom, Gwynny,
yeah,
sorry.
Bottom, sorry. But, you know, they say bad kicking is bad football, and it's something I sort of strongly believe as well. So 7-1 to 6-6.
Absolutely, right, it says it all.
Censor him.
Yeah, I know. The bottom, Ben, the bottom. We're back underway in the middle.
They blurred that out, I heard them.
Mark's very busy over the back with the bleep button. As we've opened up the third quarter with another stoppage, and we're away again. And a bit of holding on. This way going the way of St Mary's. Who's that for me, Benny?
Tom Gilbert.
Tom Gilbert. So lowers the eyes. It's a nice kick. And finds Leroy Larson. He winds around on the right, puts it in, attacking 50. Wait from the back. They've dropped that number in front of him again. It's better from the Buffs. So Waite gets handball to Clark. It's a nice handball. The kick is just a nice little shove at the end and put that one out of bounds on the full. And the Buffs will look to reset. Gwenny, what do you think Matty Campbell's message would have been at half-time to the boys? With that definitely with that momentum at the end.
Don't let the momentum go. Yeah, just more of what we just did. Keep it going. I think that way they just move the ball forward quickly. And, you know, they were playing positive football and, a bit more of the same, I think.
Absolutely.
Keep the intensity up.
So at half-back, St Mary's going to get the free kick here. And it's going to Raph Clark by the looks of it.
Momentum is a massive thing in football as well. Rick Nolan always talked about having momentum, and once you got momentum...
So Waite was being held on to before he even had it, and there's a short man and a big man with their chests up against each other. I wouldn't want to be the little man.
That was Bradley Stokes, and he's not afraid to throw his weight around, that's for sure. Bradley, he's very aggressive, very good footballer.
Cousin of Cam, is it?
Yeah, cousin. Him and Jared are brothers, and Cam's their older cousin, so they're all very aggressive footballers and very handy footballers, actually. And Bradley definitely won't back down from anyone, regardless of how big you are.
As the lights just fire up at TIO, it's Nate Paredes up against the boundary. Definitely not as doable for this man. The kick is just right of the goals. Sneaks in from behind. That's the opening score of the third quarter. St Mary's 6-7-43 to the Buffaloes 7-1-43. It's all even Stevens. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Here is that man we're just talking of, Cam Stokes. Raph Clark mans a mark. Just pops it over the top. It's a nice little chipper too. Finds Nicky. Just looking to control it here early in the third quarter are the Buffaloes. So winds around, bit of a helicopter-style kick. It's nice, quick hands from the big man there in Stafford. They're away the Buffs, although it's going to be chopped off here by Lavastida. No, goes without it. Carlin gets wrapped up. And nice tackle from the little fella.
You know, Lavistida's got that role to try and close down Cullen, and because he's done a fair bit of damage, so he's got a very important role out there at the moment.
I know Henry was rotating to the middle in that first half, so I wonder if they're just going to hold him back as a lockdown defender now, because Braden's been very, very dangerous and has kicked half their score or close to, so I think if they can stop him, they'll go a long way to winning the game for Saints.
Yeah, he's giving them some very close attention down there.
So at half back, the Buffs just go long down the line. Paul goes without it. Nice footwork there from the former St Kilda player in Armitage. That's a kick that's going to be chopped off. At half back, Buffs crowd looking for 50. Nothing's doing though. And that's Briston. Might have stuffed that up. They get the kick away. Just floats over the back. Williams goes without it. And this one might find will go over the line. And a free kick from the back. It was there every day of the week. That was against Chris Williams. And it's going the way with Gilbert. So right in front of the commentary box, Gilbert throws on the left. And, really sure what's going on there.
Wow, there was nothing in that at all. Nick Yarran just turned around and they've said he's shot. Wow, it was a... must have saw something we didn't. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Shillabia just went off. Something's on. I think that's him doubled over down there.
No, that's David Paul, I reckon. They're ruckman.
Is it the ruckman?
Yeah, I think Shillabia is still out there.
He is too, yeah. So he's...
Big Paul.
Yeah,
David Paul?
Looks like he's in a bad way too.
He's
big David
off.
Paul.
Yeah.
He's a handy player too.
He's
Big rig.
Come a long way with his footy, that's for sure. I remember watching him play years ago and didn't think he'd ever play Premier League football, but he's actually been really impressive for Buffs in the ruck in the last couple of years.
Back inside 50, and it's Nicky Yarran. We'll have a shot from about 45 out directly in front.
He hasn't moved. He's just lying there in the interchange area there, and looks like he's in a bit of grief there.
He does. So Nicky Yarran, kick from 45 out, directly in front. The kick's underway, and it looks pretty good. It's through. So St Mary's get the first of the third quarter. They move to 7-7-49. Darwin Buffalo 7-1-43. We've gone 6 minutes in the third quarter here at TIO Stadium. So it's just, I just feel as though the Buffs was sort of just flatlined a bit when they had all that momentum late in that second quarter, Gwenny.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. St Mary's come out, they look very organised. They're getting numbers at the ball. A dangerous time for Buffaloes, that's for sure.
I think that half-time siren was a big relief for St Mary's just to stop that momentum.
So here we go, back in the middle. Lyons wins the tap down there for the Buffs. Comes out Paredes. It's boot to ball. And Yarran cleans up. It's a quick kick out to the outer wing. It's a nice turn of foot there from Kieran Parnell. Gets to 50, lowers the eyes in the right direction. Look at that for a kick. Just out of his hands, though.
Should have had a shot, Parnell.
They're under pressure here, the Buffs defence, and the boundary line came at a good time. He did. He was got into a nice little drop there, Benny.
It looked like he had all the momentum. It was actually a pretty good kick to sort of slow himself down, but I think probably should
have a nice turn of foot.
Yeah, he certainly did. I know the fella chasing him, Thomas Swan's got some wheels as well, so...
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Wade out of the rock. Gets the handball out to Larson. He's stuffing around with it a bit. Brady's nearly had his head ripped off.
Yep, he's got a free.
And he's got the free. It was there. All the Buffs players got their hands up in the air, but you get them high, you get them high. It's a free kick. So Paredes will have a shot from about 35 out, directly in front.
Where does Paredes play during the other season?
He played Thunder, did he, Benny?
Yeah, Thunder was his first year, and he signed a 2-year contract, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. No, I think he's going to probably go back down to Warragul, where he's played in the past. I think he might even try out the Samful or something.
Yeah, he's a class player.
He certainly is. I think last year was a big step up for him, up to the NTFL, though. And I think he really enjoyed that experience.
It's a good look at it, isn't it, Benny?
Oh, it certainly is. Some of the AFL talent, especially some of the on-ballers come up against. I know I was in the middle at one stage, and the size of those midfielders for Gold Coast reserve sides were just massive. I was like, I might need to go back to the back line for this game. And then, that's Paredes.
That's his second.
That's 50 because of Liam Philpott. You can't do that. I don't know if he's getting high, he's reported there, but I don't know if he did. It's just a good...
I think it was a good line, got him in the chest.
If he got him in the chest, then it's play on.
I'm not sure what the second action was.
What the second action with Liam Philpott while he was on the floor, which you can't do, that's unacceptable.
That didn't look good, did it?
Nah, not while someone's on the floor like that.
Did Raf Park just do the third umpire thing or not? No, I hope not. Look at, geez, he's not good after those two bumps to the head.
Yeah.
Yarran is played on. No, it's going to come back. He's just feel things are getting a little bit heated.
Yeah. Buffalo St Mary's game, this always happens, even in our under 14 days. I can tell you now. No matter what grade you play, you know you're playing against Buffs.
Traditional rivals, that's for sure.
They certainly are.
There's Elcho Island, I saw a thing. Elcho Island have got their footy grand final on today. I'll be interested to see who wins that one. St Mary's and the Bombers, I think. Eagles and the Bombers, I think, out there today. So we'll try and get see what's happening out there.
There's Nicky Aaron taking a shot, I think. Yeah.
Nicky Aaron, the kick on the way. That's a good kick. That's a goal.
That's his
second goal.
Is it? Yep. Second goal this quarter. He kicked the other one from about 50 a couple of minutes ago. So.
It's going to be interesting to see if he did get him high there, because if he does, then he's reported, but I don't think the book come out, so I actually thought he got him in the chest, so
no, be good to watch there.
Nice kicking action there from the young man, and that just sailed through nicely.
Yeah.
So St Mary's 8-8-56, extend the lead 7-1-43 are the Buffaloes. We've gone 10 minutes in the third quarter.
That's David Paul back out there, so
yeah, he's back.
I think he just needed a little nap on the floor and he's all good.
Might have been winded, actually.
Yeah, I think he was winded. I think Jack Long I saw got him in a contest right here. So getting hit from Jack Long would have obviously hurt.
It wins me watching Jack Long win someone else. That's unbelievable. As we got a free kick they've picked out here, going the way of the Buffaloes this time. Can't quite see. Anyway, I think it comes out
Sean
to
Armat,
the outer wing. Shawnee Armat. So on the outer wing. Buffaloes, fair to say they need the next. Shillabeer just gets nuzzled out of the contest. And tells his fellow player where to kick it next time.
Kick it to the space, I think he wanted there.
Space.
Tommy Davies had a pretty good set there on him.
So 60 around from the Buffalo goal. Umpire throws this one back in. Paul. So it's going the way of Paul, I think.
Should it be? No, Paul. Yep.
Just saw the jumper get pulled back in that ruck contest. Paul will look to wind up on the left, kicks it to the top of the square. It's a dangerous kick in from the side fly. Just a drop mark. And it's a dangerous handball. Big contest.
I think there's a free kick just holding on to Dave Armitage there.
Oh, right off the ball.
Just off the ball, so.
Thomas Swan had a flight, that one.
Jeez, that was a heavy contest. That one was a head-on.
Tommy Davies.
Was it?
Tommy Davies and Mark Quinn, maybe.
Oof. There he is, Wade. I don't know what he's doing so far up the ground in this heat. He's having a laugh as he lowers the eyes. This one's Robinson. It's a nice kick. Dropped mark from Nicky Yaron. Gets a handball away, though. That's a good one. Almost a clever mark down there at half back. It's William Clark. Had his hands full all day with Waite. He's up the ground here. And holding the man against Waite there, definitely there. Yeah, starting to rev Waite up a bit. And so Liam Briston's just a bit proppy. It's a quick handball away.
That's a free kick to Shillabeer, is it?
I think it is. Is it David Paul?
It's Shillabeer.
Shillabeer. He's got a big leg on him, Benny, from memory.
Yeah.
Now here he goes. Winds up on the right. Just a bit of air time under that one to the top of the square. Nice fly there. It pops out the back. I might see this one over. Still in, is it? No, it's out of bounds.
I think he was having a shot there.
That was Thomas Swan.
Thomas Swan having a shot.
It's a cheeky little shot. And it works out the Buffaloes' favour, getting a stoppage inside attacking 50. Umpire throws this one in. Stafford with hand over the back. And he gets a free kick.
So we've got an injury over here to a Buffaloes player.
That's Liam Briston, eh?
Liam Briston, yeah. He doesn't look like he'll be coming back, or maybe an ankle.
Stafford's been in a fair bit in their forward line.
He has. He's looked dangerous.
St Mary's have got to be happy with Jared Waite's work rate. Look, he's done a lot of work down the field. His defensive work has been outstanding, so they'd be happy, very happy with that.
He's just stabbed at that one too, hasn't he?
He stabbed at the last one too at half time, but he
dobbed that one at half time. Anyways, missed this one.
Yeah, I know Waite went into the ruck as well at some stages and down back, and that was at a 2:30 game, so I think he'd find the weather a bit more favourable to what he's used to.
Well, Benny's everywhere. Here he is now, speaking of the Devils, so he's really covering a lot of ground.
He actually spent the week up here, so he got quite acclimatised during it, I'd imagine, rather than just coming up for the games. He spent the week here with his family, which is good to have. You know, he trained with the boys as well. To have someone like him down at training's awesome, and Joseph Salmon's taken a mark inside 50.
That was just a training drill, really, that one.
It was.
Isn't it? Pretty easy. So Joseph Salmon, as Benny just said, will line up from a kick from about 50 on a 45.
What's his nickname, Ben?
Oh, he doesn't have one yet.
Oh, Salmon. I thought it'd be something you guys would have...
I haven't been down to too many trainings at the moment, so...
You'll have to sort that out.
Yeah, I'll find one.
Gets into quite a strong run there on the approach there. The kick stays in the attacking pocket here for St Mary's as they try and sort it out. Nice little handball there from Paredes. Nice tackle, should have been rewarded. Umpire says play on. Here's a pile in and a little heel kick. Holy dooly, it's touched. He's just really kicking off too. Is that little heel kick?
Yeah, I missed that one.
That was great. Didn't quite get over the line, but it was there. So here we go. That's his really dangerous kick that works out.
Bradley Stokes is such a good user of the footy. I think he knew what he was doing there.
So just held up for the moment here. Raph Clark seems to be doing a bit of Irish dancing, what it looked like. On the mark, that one's punched over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
That was Paredes then. He was
filthy.
Filthy, wasn't he?
It's filthy.
He might get the dummy spit of the game.
Yeah. What about give me the goal just for the thinking of doing a heel kick? Just hand it to me. Come on. Ball thrown back in. Paul, nice work from him, but it's all St Mary's at ground level. Paredes, nice bump off the ball. And they're away here. Beautiful effort.
Oh.
A nice kick down to centre half forward. Here's Shillabeer. Yeah. That's a good kick. Dangerous one at that. And holding the man. Which way?
Which hit the umpires pointed the right. They've given a lot of free kicks inside 50. The umpires have today. There's been so many shots on goal because the umpires playing holding on free kicks, I think. Must have been the one they were looking at this week. I think they pick and choose which one they're going to call for the week, and must be the one they're going to tighten up on.
Look at that kick from Kieran Parnell. Holy dooly. That was another training drill. Jared White plays on. Oh, he's paid the push, has he? Yes. Yes, he has.
Very stiff there, I think, Cammy Stokes. He looks like he's almost got a fist to that footy.
That James Box.
Yeah.
James Box on the 45 will kick from about 45 out. Gets into a trot. Kick on the way. He's to the left. And through for a minor. So it's all St Mary's in this third quarter. 8-10-58. Darwin Buffalo 7-2-44. They'll be filthy. They're not up by more. They've really controlled this third quarter. Darwin Buffalo's just gone back into that lull that they were in the first part of the second quarter. It's a dangerous kick. It'll work though. If it stays in, no, it's out of bounds. It was young Thomas Swan.
Wasn't much movement then for Bradley Stokes, was there?
No.
Very stationary, the bus, so hopefully they can find some run again, because maybe they need another Cameron Stokes tackle to spark them.
So ball thrown back in. Dangerous times here for the Buffs. Wait, he tries to take it out of the ruck. The hands come out. Cam Stokes goes without it. Raph Clark. The kick is a good one. And Raffy Clark gets his third. So he's having a day out too. And St Mary's extend that lead again. 9-10-64 to Darwin Buffalo. 7-2-44. We've gone 18 minutes in the third quarter.
Really do need to start capitalising on all their forward entries. I mean, we saw the first half they had all the play, and then they went into half-time down by a point. So it's good to see that they've kicked a few, but they really need to make the most of the opportunities, because Buffs don't need too long, and they've got to run on, and they'll kick 3 goals before you know it, with Jared Stokes and Bowlesy and those boys in that midfield.
Yeah, Buffalo's just a bit slow on that transition again, and that's what caught them out in the first quarter, and they're just a bit behind. And, you know, as you've said, Nick, when Saints go forward, it really does look like a training run. So there's got to be a bit more pressure applied by the Buffaloes.
Absolutely. Here we go, Stokes out of the middle, just goes without it. He has support down the side. Nice tackle there from Stokes, nice follow-up work. Now they jump on. And have a stoppage. It was nice work there from Tahana. Richardson gets the kick. Stokes. That's a good kick. Lowers the eyes and hits Shillaby out in space. So he'll kick from on just about 50, you'd say. Slight angle, 20 minutes gone in the third. It's fair to say they need one. Currently trailed by 20 points. The kick looks pretty good off the boot, just to the right and through for a minor.
Definitely needed that for his own confidence as well.
Absolutely.
Nothing gets you up and about like a goal. So, but he had a bit of space there, and Jared Stokes, I think it was, always going to hit him up.
So Long in the Raf Clark direction. Nice contest. Williams drops it. And they're away here. Richardson. It's a kick up to half forward, but it's all Darwin Buffaloes. And chipping in there was William Clark. Plays on. Dangerous kick across ground. Work out. Here they go, the Buffs. No, turnover. Quinn has a bounce. Has two. No one in front of him. Has three bounces now. Approaches 50. 48. The kick over the top is a clever one. Oh,
who was that?
Well done by, I think that's
Clark, is it?
Clark, yeah.
That was really well done.
He's done that well. Carlin. He gets jumped on too. Umpire lets that one roll. Oof.
That's
a clever kick.
That's Tommy Gilbert.
Probably go on with it there and doesn't. Take a bit of time off the clock.
James Quinn, that last play, he almost could have kept running though, and I mean it was a good pass to Nate Paredes and very well done by Clark to cut it off, but like we said, the ball just keeps coming back into that forward line, and Nate's going to have a shot on goal now.
Nate Paredes, the great man. 25 out, dobs it.
Yeah, there you go. They've really got the on a roll now, St Mary's, and it's going to take something to really, I guess, change the direction of the game by Buffaloes. They've got to pull something out here, maybe a change in position, change something up, because they've got to run on here, and they've really got to limit the damage they can do in this quarter.
Absolutely. So St Mary's 10-10 at 70 to the Darwin Buffaloes. 7-3-45. We've gone 22 and a half minutes in the third. Just doing a count. We're away. Clark with the tap down. The Yarra, he goes without it. They're away here. The Buffs are. They just get the handball over the top, and the siren beats them to it. But it's all St Mary's in that third quarter. They lead 10-10-70 to the Darwin Buffaloes. 7-3-45. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel brilliant, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Welcome back to AFLN TV's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. It is St Mary's in control here. 10-10-70 to the Buffaloes. 7-3-45. Nick O'Reilly, Colleen Gwynn, and Benny Arioli bringing this last quarter home. As Armitage is in the middle, ducks ahead, gets a handball away. Gwynn, nice bump there. Paulie Campbell over to Stokes. He cups on high, gets the handball away. And Yaron.
Oh.
It's a flying elbow. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the centre wing right in front of the commentary box. Benny Rioli, that was a better quarter from St Mary's, the previous one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, they still missed a few goals, but they just seemed like they control the game with the ball, and they didn't really give Buffs a chance to get a run on at all. So, like we said, momentum's a massive thing in football, and Saints had all the momentum then. And there have been a lot of free kicks played today, I've found. I didn't see a whole lot in that.
So it's Larson.
And he shanked it.
Yes.
Down at Stokes' feet, does well to get that one from his toes. We've gone backwards here, have the Buffaloes, and that's Briston with a dangerous kick right down the middle. Might work out though. They're away here, off to the races.
Swan.
And off they are. Swan. That's a nice kick. Carl Hayne, I think he's changed the wheels. Has he changed the wheels at three-quarter time? I think he has, and he stopped it. He's changed his shoes, his footy boots, and he's away.
That is the start they needed to this last quarter. I mean, a very risky kick it in the middle, but it worked out. Swan was able to get on the end of it, and that's what happens when you move the ball quickly.
Well, I've been really impressed with young Briston down the back there. He's been really consistent today, cleaned a lot up, and yeah, you're right, Ben, it was a risky kick, but they probably need to take some risks now.
Yeah, well, exactly right.
So, look, it paid off, and yeah, exciting goal, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. He's changed his footy boots, and he's just done that. Like, I changed my thongs at three-quarter time, and I think I'm in a little bit better nick too myself, Gwynny.
Literally, it took 5 seconds to get from their back pocket to a goal. You know what I mean? So sometimes you freak out at how easy the game of footy can be.
Absolutely. Is Richardson going to ground? Is it Richardson? Is it?
It was Armitage, and that's ball.
And holding the pill.
Oh, yeah, you have. You've got your blue...
Havanas. Haviana?
You know they're not good for your feet, don't you?
Really?
You need the Birkenstocks, mate.
You need the Birks, see?
Oh, I've got the Birks.
Benny and I were sporting the Birks.
I left the Birks out and go for this weekend. Paredes with a nice handball. They're away here. There's Parnell over to Armitage. He's got a bit of a paddock. Swan tries to put the chase on, the kick. Well done there from Cammy Stokes, getting in the way, and that one's over the line for a boundary throw-in.
I like the move of Cammy Stokes going back. He sort of just settled them a lot. That first quarter, they looked like they were struggling a bit, but he's definitely settled them back there.
He does. He just he organises them and
just gets into the right spot like here.
Here he is.
Oh,
that's not good.
That's not good. Hopefully just a cramp.
I know he's had that knee bandage for many years now.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's the type of player that puts his bodies in a position that others don't, hence the reason he's a bit sore.
I think it's a groin. Way,
how's he looking? Yeah. So here's Chris Williams. They've just come out with a little bit more intent, have the Buffs. Currently trailed by 19 points. We've gone 3.5 in the final quarter. If they get the next, we're on for a big finish. Raf Clark gets handball over the top to Gilbert, and that one's gone over the line. It's deliberate.
Oh, that's stiff.
Ooh, woolly dolly.
He does knock that over the line intentionally, but you've seen many a time where that is not paid. So I think it's the AFL experience there, number 5 again.
Here's Raf Clark. Finds himself about 70 out. Tries to sell Candy, the big boy. He's got pinged. No, they let that one go. He got the kick away. It was slow motion. That one was Benny boy.
Yeah.
That was absolute slow motion from Raf Clark.
I think he tried to take on the wrong person. It might have been Jared Stokes. I mean, there's people you can sell candy to up here that come from interstate, but the Darwin boys just always know what you're going to do, that's for sure.
Here he is, the danger man, Carl Hayne in the new footy boots.
You know, you've got to give Raf Clark a bit of slack. He's been hit in the head a couple of times. He's come back, he's kicked a couple of goals, and he's
I think he's smiling about this, but I don't know how happy the coach will be about that.
I'm going to rip him. I'm going to ring him actually tomorrow and rip him about that.
He's a bit groggy. He's come straight to the bench.
So Carl Hayne, this is for number 6, if you don't mind, with the new wheels, and he's jagged it left. Disappointing end.
Is he leading the Dennis Dunn goal kicking, is he? Be close too.
You'd think perhaps. Might get our social media guru Liz Cruz onto that one. If she's in the room. No, she's not. Anyway, at half back.
Yeah, we'll just go to our statisticians behind us.
Mark, can you... no. The outer wing. Mark, the great man who has no idea about footy. He's just looking up the stats for me as we speak. He's on something called the internet. Round of bounds on the centre wing. Wait. There. It's been a bit quiet in the second half, hasn't he, Gwynny? A little bit quieter. Still good, but quieter.
I think they've just sort of smartened up with putting a defender in front of him, and it sort of helps.
You're pretty good at this, Benny.
Not hard to work out when there's 2-on-1, but, it'll be a bit harder, even if you are Jared Waite.
Look, I have to disagree with you, Nick. I thought his third quarter was pretty big.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought his effort and his defensive effort, he would have covered a bit of ground, and if Andrew Hodge was here, he'd be asking what his GPS readings are.
Holy dolly, look at that around the corner. That's a great goal from Adam Parry.
And he's not known for his tricks at all, so he'd be pretty happy with that one.
Will you be the sort of thing you'll hear about all week, Benny?
Fad's pretty new to the club, so I don't think he'll talk himself too much.
That's good.
But that was a really good finish there.
Great finish.
That's beautiful.
Unbelievable. They extend that lead again.
He had a bit of room, though. Look at that. I think he's just come off the interchange bench.
Yeah, look at this. Absolutely. So extend the lead again, as I said. 11 at 10, 76 are St Mary's to Buffaloes. 8-4-52. We've gone just over 7 minutes in the final quarter. It was a big miss from Carl Hayne, that last one, Gwynny.
Yeah, and I'm just, I know we've focused on Clarkey down there a bit, but he's having a laugh, so I think it's...
he's right.
Yeah, I think he's getting ribbed a bit by his teammates.
I won't have to do it for him.
It looks good when it comes off, but when it doesn't, you look like a fool, don't you?
Shillabeer to the top of the square, and well held out the back. From Yaron, I think, held out young Carl Hayne. So St Mary's worked this nicely. It's Tommy Gilbert at right half back for St Mary's. Puts it on the left. Camp Stokes direction, gets a spoil on. A good spoil it was. Here they go through Bradley Stokes. Just gets wrapped up. Too high. Paredes gives it back to him at his feet. Umpire says that one's all right. That's a nice kick.
Love watching Bradley Stokes use the ball, that's for sure.
Bowles. Nice use. Bit of an arm chop, is it? Yes.
I don't know if that's the guy you want to be getting into Stafford. Big Aidan Hill. Big wrecking ball. Missed the 6 years of footy. Did his ACL in the year. Did his ACL calf. Hammy did it all the year.
Really?
We won the first grand final, and then he missed out on us playing in 5. Of those 5, we won 4 of them, and his first game back was his 100th game, I think in round 2 maybe. So Aidan Hill's missed a lot of footy, but I know my cousins and that played with him said if you ever got in his way, regardless if you're in his team or not, he'd still clean you up. So we didn't have to worry about that, but now he's back.
So out of the game for 5 years, Ben?
I think it was longer.
Wow.
Yeah, so he missed a lot of footy with his ACL. He did his hamstring, his knee and everything in our round 1. Lost to the Red Tails when they did their trial back then. So I'm not sure. 2012-13, that was the year that we won our first grand final, and that was round 1 that he did that injury. So he's missed a lot of footy. He played in the St Mary's Sharks Div 2 premiership with Iggy Vallejo and all those guys last year, and I think he just sort of enjoyed his footy, and he was sitting on 99 games, so to play 100 at the club. And
Paulie Campbell with the kick. Here's Carl Hayne again. That was a hammy tearer the way he reached at that. That one's gone through way behind. So Darwin Buffaloes trailing 8-5-53 to St Mary's 11-10-76. We've gone just under 10 minutes in the final quarter here at TIO Stadium, where it's St Mary's well and truly in control.
Yeah, well, Buffaloes are going into their 50. Been in a few times now, but oh, here we go. There's a mark inside.
Called.
Touched it was too.
Yeah.
But Saints have been able to withstand that, and they're pinging the ball back out. But they've got to score from it. They don't really have time to muck around with the ball too much.
So Stafford with the tap down. I think it was Stokes that was front and centre. Shillaby on the half volley. He tries to sell him some candy himself. Yeah, he's received the free kick. By the looks of it, has he?
They might call it high.
I think it might have been the second one that come through and got him. I'm not sure what they've called there, but it was a late call by the umpire.
Now he's got a falcon. So
cops one right in the face.
You know when you have one of those nights?
Right in the melon, Gwynny. Right in the melon. That wouldn't have tickled.
All had one of those nights, but he can definitely turn around right now, can't he? It's a tricky kick, though, but he is a very capable footballer.
He'll probably do it. No. So here he is. Tough kick. Top of the square kind of gear. Out the back. Big fly from Stafford. St Mary's there with numbers. Just pop it out. And they're away here. They are. Big kick down the middle. Stokes with the spoil from around the back. He's done well, Stokes, just to hold it up a touch. Oh, well done there. Could be away here.
Watch Salmon go here.
So wrapped up at half back are the Buffs, and we'll have a stoppage. So currently trailed by 23 points to the Buffs. Nice tap out. It's all St Mary's at ground level. Armitage, nice footwork. Lowers the eyes. Look at that for a kick. It's a nice little chisel. It's touched. Play on. Snap around the corner is a goal. And you'd think that would be the sealer. Gwenny?
Yeah, I think that's it. The Saints really, they still got a bit of run. You have a look at the Buffaloes. They're just walking a little bit. You know, that might also be reflective of the fact that they're down. Yeah, I think that it's just too much of an ask from here, and the Saints have really got a roll on here.
They did have the footy in their forward 50 there for a 2-minute period that they just couldn't capitalise, and can't kick goals of footy, you can't win games of footy, so now Saints blow the lead out, don't they?
Here's your canteen voucher going there, big boy.
Yeah, mate.
What's the deal?
One $12 meal, so
that's good.
I'm pretty happy with that.
What's for dinner tonight after this game?
Maybe hot dogs and some chips.
Oh! Living the dream, my friend. Living the dream.
Ben Rioli, the athlete, is just some hint for you children out there.
Should start a YouTube channel. Ben Rioli, the football player. Ben Rioli, the hot dog man. Here's Raf Clark at the back. Just juggles that one. Gets sat on. Gets a free kick. No, holding the pill.
You play throw or holding the ball? Because if that's holding the ball, that's... Wow.
Interesting. Raf Clark's just having a bit of a discussion with him.
My argument with the umpires is always what decision they call. Like, I know it's a free kick, but just which one they're paying, you know what I mean? That's I always argue with them about. Just to make sure they're paying the right thing.
Keep them on their toes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just a bit of quality insurance over their decisions. And
So that one gets knocked out. Here's Tom Swan. Like saying that name, just rolls nicely. Tom
Swan.
Tom Swan. Almost confused myself there. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer wing. St Mary's in control. 12-10, 82. Buffaloes, 8-5, 53. 13 gone in the final quarter. So ball's thrown back in. It's all Buffaloes at ground level. The quick kick out of that pack. Up to left half forward. Right half forward, sorry. It's out of bounds, and we'll do it all again.
So big game next after this. Tiwi.
Tiwi Wanderers.
Wanderers.
What are you thinking?
I think probably Tiwi.
Yep.
Wanderers got a couple out. The Liams are out, I think. They've just got a couple of their more experienced players out. They've got some exciting kids, we know that. But my pick's Tiwi. I don't know. What do you think, Benny?
Going to be interesting to see who Tiwi have in their side today. I mean, last week they had a really impressive lineup, but the week before I know it was a bit different. So if they got the same team they had last week, they should beat Wanderers. But some of the Wanderers juniors coming through are really impressive. I know Braden McLean and Daniel Weetra missed maybe last week or the week before. So if they get those two back in that one side, they're
both
help.
playing tonight. So I saw Braden outside. So it should be a good game.
It should be a really good game. Be very fast, that's for sure.
Of course, this time last week we're all on Cyril watch, weren't we? And of course, the great man didn't run out. So it'll be good when he does. That's for sure. So the kick up to centre wing. His weight. Super impressed. He's done a Raf Clark. He's done a Raf Clark. Unbelievable. Unbelievable work. Advantage paid. And that one's knocked over the line. Victory throw-in. I didn't think anyone else would do a Raf Clark tonight, to tell you the truth, Gwynny.
I don't think you should. I don't think Ref Clark will ever talk to you again, actually.
Don't think there's going to be anyone trying to do that anymore at St Mary's, that's for sure. Chopper would have ruled that out, I can tell you right now.
Between me and Chopper, we've got it out of the game.
Yeah. We're telling Chop, that's for sure. No boy Chop. Sell some candy. Unless you're Jack Long. Jack Long does it so seamlessly.
Very agile.
Yeah. Here we go. There's Stokes with a quick snap. It's just to the right. And through for a minor. So Buffaloes move to 8-6, 54. St Mary's 12-10, 82. So in the kick in the weight direction, it's popped out the back. Buffaloes with the numbers here. They should win this one out. Nice little flick up. Here we go. And away here through Bowles. It's a nice kick inside attacking 50 and a good mark too. Big Danny Stafford. And he'll go back and have a set shot on a tight angle. But definitely gettable for the great man. This will bring the margin back to 22. He does this. He just stabs at those goals and he's jagged that left. He's got an interesting kicking style, Benny.
He certainly does. I think that's how he does kick the footy, though, is that stab at it from what I can remember. I mean, I think he's had a pretty good game today. He could have kicked a few more goals, but
he's presented well, definitely has.
He's allowed the Crumbers to come into the game as well with some of his flies at the ball and marks, or, the ones that he hasn't marked that have come to the ground.
That's a great kick. Just quite didn't get over the top. Nice tackle. Which way is this going?
Buffalo's way.
Buffalo's way. Play on. Here we go. Tahana. That's a good looking kick. And a good mark.
Great mark.
Good set of hands there.
Quinn?
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes, it is. Right, Quinn. Know much about him, Benny?
No. Won't be his first game, I think.
Here he is. Quinn.
Took a good mark, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And he has sprayed it.
Sprayed it right.
They've had a few chances this last quarter.
Mate, they have, definitely. The Buffaloes
They're
push it
good
out.
kicking at the start of the game when they were 6-1 or whatever it is. They're now 8-8, so... Like I said, bad kicking is bad football. Now Saints are 12-10, so...
8-8, 56 to 12-10, 82. So Long has done it all day, played on and got it long out of the fence. Bit of a scrap on the outer flank, and they're away
there
here.
He is, this boy can run.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good chase for Bradley Stokes.
Yep.
So it's a nice centering ball to Larson. This gets held up. Umpire says play on.
They've got two of them out there.
That's a nice kick too. Finds Parry. Got them charging in. He's got players everywhere. Inside 50, goes longer to the square in the weight direction.
Yeah, there he is.
Wow.
Too big. Too strong. And like a gentleman. Helps Cammy Stokes up. Cammy Stokes says, sorry, buddy, I've just got to stay down. I've got to stay down, actually. Thanks, though.
Yeah.
Thanks, though. Plays on around the corner and hits the post.
There's a beautiful kick into him by Parry. He just, Cammy Stokes was in the front of him, but the ball sort of just carried over a bit. And wish he could have finished that with a goal.
So here's Johnny Armat to do the kick-out duties. And as Culhane ignores that.
Patrick Bowles has had a good game for his Buffalo. I thought he's tried hard.
It's been great. Bowles today. So the kick comes down right in front of the commentary position. Here's Big Paul. Stokes at his feet does well. Here's Quinn.
Oh, lovely.
His handball up to Paulie Campbell does well. Goes again with the handball over the top.
Nicky,
Here's Tom Swan. Tom Swan sells a bit of candy. That works out. And that kick just... Oh, it snuck in. What a great goal. That is a great goal. Just out of nothing, really, wasn't it, Benny?
Come back nicely there.
It did, didn't it? Thought he spiked it. Anyway, it worked out.
It wasn't like he wasn't under enormous pressure. And he had Nicky Yaron, who was, you watch the replay here. Nicky's coming at him, corralling them, and then he just goes the other way.
There was 2 sets of candy sold then.
Yeah.
When we go back a bit to your Raf Clarks, your Jared Waits, have a look at that.
That's the way it's done.
Yes.
That is how you do it.
Yes.
Yeah. You are going to be removed from some friend lists. I think you'll be.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh well. You win some, you lose
I think
some.
the 666 has got Saints caught out at the moment. They're sending players all over the shop.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah. It's not that hard to get that rule sorted, is it? I watched Tiwi play, and I think they had 6 infringements that they didn't pay a free kick for, but I think they're just going to be warning, someone said, but it really isn't that hard.
Just write it on your hand, 6, 6, just something like that.
Just count.
Yeah.
Count her out. Long with the nice handball over, releases Yaron, lowers the eyes. Armitage, very impressed with his game. Him and White, both been outstanding. Great inclusions for St Mary's tonight.
Tommy Gilbert, 32 goals, another new fella. He's played really well.
Yeah.
Played last week, his first game. 230. I think they love the heat, those boys.
Benny, can we expect much from seeing Waite and Armitage this season?
I know Waite's going to be back again in a couple of weeks. I think he's really enjoyed his time up here, and I think one of the assistant coaches is good friends with him, so he's enjoyed his time up here. Went spearfishing with us yesterday. With the long boys, long no fish tours. Lived up to his name as usual. So
long no fish tours.
It's they say you more have a good time, and this is, if Kieran Parnell can kick this, will be taking a mark inside 50, and the siren's going.
There we go. So it's Parnell. He's had an excellent game too, that young man. He's been extraordinary today. Shown a lot of dash. He's on the approach, just looking to sink this one and get the game over and done with.
And he has missed it.
Jagged it left. So it's all over Red Rover. It was St Mary's in the end, 12-11-83. Sorry, 12-12-84 to Darwin Buffaloes. 9-8-62. Benny, you should be impressed with your team's performance, mate.
Yeah, they after a pretty disappointing loss last week where we gave up 10 goals in the first quarter, I guess you can see we had lapses again today, but against a really quality outfit in Buffaloes, I mean, they had a few outs, but I mean, you take the 4 points every day of the year, and especially pre-Christmas wins are vital for your team, so for the boys to get the win as well.
And Gwynny, the Buffs have been in great form, except for last week, and then a bit of a lull again this week. What do they do next week to try and turn their form around?
Look, I don't think they're really doing anything bad. I know they've got some players out, and every team goes through that. They've just got to keep, just take it a game at a time. You wouldn't say they're out of form. They just, I guess it's just working on some of those small things, some of those fundamentals. Sometimes their transition wasn't great and allowed Saints to transfer the ball relatively easily at times, and then they'd come back into the game. So it's about being able to play the game out and keeping the intensity.
Well, it's all over here at TIO Stadium. Thanks for joining us. It was St Mary's 12-12-84 to Darwin Buffaloes 9-8-62. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the next game.
here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.